a freight train one way or another, unless you make that thing as wide as a double-wide mobile home. Marlo's making a move up in the middle. 3 wide, you're in the middle. Okay, Jim, one more time. Right flag, you're the man. As they come onto the backstretch, it looks like there may be a move back in the back. Chris Haskins now moves into the fifth position.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to OLR TV and our presentation tonight of the OLR team finale live here on OLR TV. I am Jonathan Sanford, your host, going to be bringing the action to you live here from the famed Las Vegas Motor Speedway. They say when you come to Las Vegas, you leave things in Vegas. These 16 drivers here tonight are going to leave everything on the track, as the top 6 teams on OLR are going to be fighting it out tonight to see whose team can come out on top. We are ready and willing to bring you all the action tonight live here on OLR TV. I am your host, Jonathan Sanford. Dan Lyon going to be out both here in the booth and magically as well, going to be doing a lot of work on pit road for us. And as always, our famed producer, Matt Racing Kid Thomas, going to be bringing the action to us tonight from the best camera angles possible. Best action live here on OLR TV, the best coverage you'll find anywhere on the net. So make sure that you stay tuned tonight for this presentation of OLR TV and the race here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Anytime they come here at Las Vegas, especially during this particular time with the OLR team finale, you know there's going to be a lot of great action. Dan, tell us about some of the things we might be expecting to see tonight during this team finale.
Oh yeah, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's a very, very difficult track to get around. Remember, we have open setups tonight. The last couple of nights we broadcast, they were all fixed setups, which means everyone had to run the same exact setup tonight. A lot of different adjustments and a lot of different strategies are going to take place. Happy hour speeds are just starting to roll in right now. You see Sonny Freeland on top of the 31.112. I want to give you a quick rundown on how the speeds work out here. Basically, a good race lap or a good race speed from 62 degrees clear here would be anywhere between a high 30.8 to a 31 flat, and that's where they're running right now. P.A. Rogers in the 21 just turned to 30.8. They can be consistently in there. They'll be up towards the front here tonight. They can go anywhere from 33 to 45 laps on fuel. So I would say on pit road, if we go caution-free at least 2 or 3 times, if not more, if the cautions come out. At this track, with the setup-wise, I want to tell you a little bit about the setups as well. You're going to have to go down through the setups here. Really, really soft front springs, have the car roll over on both right front and right rear tires going through the corners, accelerate deep off. You're going to pick up the throttle extremely early in 1 and 2, and you're going to drive it real deep in. So it's almost like you're never off the throttle here, how deep you have to drive it in and how early you have to pick it up. So the key tonight, I'm going to say it once again, as it was last night here on OLR TV, tire wear. Watch the tire wear. Watch for guys possibly blowing tires the longer they run at this track.
Well, there you have it from Dan Lyon, the wealth of knowledge that he is able to bring to us here live on OLR TV, his knowledge of race setups and what these guys will be under the gun, basically, so to speak, tonight, and the things they'll be looking for out of their cars tonight. Those crew chiefs are going to be awful busy down on pit road. Speaking of busy, one of the people that stays busy on OLR TV is Matt Racing Kid Thomas. He's going to tell you a little bit here in just a moment about what makes it possible for us to bring this live broadcast to you. So I'm going to send it down to the broadcast truck at this time to Matt Racing Kid Thomas for just a few moments. Matt?
Thanks, John. I just want to remind everybody they are watching onlineracing.com TV, and check us out. Check out our website at onlineracing.com/OLR TV. All kinds of info about our broadcast archives, upcoming events, and our DVDs are always on sale. Also want to thank FRS Web Hosting, putting up a plan for the team that wins this. Will actually get a pretty good plan, a year plan for web hosting at frshosting.com. So DPR's website's been down for a couple of months, so they're looking for that web hosting plan once again to get their website back up and going. And I want to also thank onlineracing.com for putting this on, and for some of the most stable servers out there, and also a racing community that's unmatched among the sim community. And to remind everybody, pre-order your DVDs tonight. just $8 if you pre-order before midnight tonight, $2.99 shipping, and they are guaranteed delivered before Christmas. So go ahead, and if you like what you see tonight, go ahead and grab your DVDs, and you'll have a fresh copy, digitally mastered, full screen. You can watch it on your big screen, on your plasma. Check all the action out from right here at the team shootout. I'm going to go ahead and send it back over to John. Looks like cars are getting ready to head to the grid, John.
Absolutely they are. We are getting set for the action to begin here. We're just closing down in happy hour. I want to make you aware out there on OLR TV, they are going to be kind of under the gun tonight as far as these names, because we are not given a roster, so to speak, that gives us all the names of all the drivers. But we'll do our best to bring you most of these names during the course of the night. I'm sure myself, as well as Dan Lyon and Matt Racing Kid Thomas, will be up to date on these names. So just keep patience with us on that, but we'll be bringing you the best possible names and faces that we can tonight from the track. As we know, the action will be fast and furious. As Matt did mention, we are getting ready to put them on the grid. Happy hour is coming to a close. Let's go ahead, if you will, and take an opportunity here in just a few moments as soon as we have the time to do so, and we'll go ahead and give you that full-field rundown of how they made it through qualifying. We did have 16 drivers who took time on the evening, so those 16 drivers will be getting ready based on their time and their positions, but there are others that did not take time. First of all, we are at the grid now, so we want you to make sure you listen closely to your starting lineup. First of all, on the inside of row number 1, you've got Gary Mola in that number 25 car, and on the outside of row number 1, driving the 169 car, J06.
Rolling off in the third position, the 21 P.A. Rogers. He was the fastest in happy hour, so watch out for that. And outside of row number 2, the 011 of S. Fry.
And on the inside of row number 3, coming in the 5th position, that's Jay McMillan driving the number 69 car. Then the 6th position, the 052, driven by Sonny Freeland.
In the 7th position, the 47, that's Butchie out there, came in at a 30.807, and outside of him, the 94 of Kay Hansen.
And the 9th position, the 07 car, driven by a very familiar name to those here on OLR TV, George Burr. Always does a great job. We'll see him try to make his way to the field. You hear the command to start the engines as the engines roar to life here at Las Vegas. In the 10th position, you've got Tom O'Hare, number 11 car.
Rolling up the 11th position, the 028, that is Mike V.A. I think that's Virginia right there, if I'm not mistaken. And in the 12th position, the 44 of Eddie Swain.
Not sure if I've got this name correct, but he's driving the number 42 car. That's Chris Bergert. He's in the 13th position. In the 14th position, Paulie Wally rounds out in the Baggert. Chris Baggert, I take that back, in the 13th position. Then Paulie Wally in the 14th position.
Pulling up the 15th position, the 030, the Bear, James Shooks. You know him from the Hooters Pro Cup Series over here at OLR TV. And outside of row number, in the 16th position, I can't add just yet, the 021 of Mark W.N. And that looked like that's the rest of the guys that took time there. John, only one guy back there, the 060 of Lightman and Outlaw 10, and the 010 were the only guys that didn't take time. And it looks like we're about ready to get the green here in a couple minutes.
Yes, the cars are making their way around turn number 1. They are getting ready to send this thing to green. They'll be coming down in just a moment to take that green flag. Pace car is now ducking off the speedway. We'll be getting ready to go to green in just a moment. Green flag is going out right now. Green flag as Gary Mola brings the line. Oh, it takes a little bit of a brake check there, and he does get him up to green. So Gary Mola is being passed, though. The 169 car is making his way around him at this time. That's J06, and he does maintain the lead going out turn 2.
That's right. It was a real rocky start for Gary Mola as he came out of turn number 2. Now he's getting past there, almost 3 wide, going down to the inside. That's a 69 and a 52 going behind him. Sonny Freeland is making his move toward the front. He's a very, very accomplished racer over here. The 52 going toward the front, out of turn number 4. Oh, they make contact. Real contact. Woo!
Yeah, they come out of turn 4 down to the front stretch there, and S. Fries and Sonny Freeland made contact there. It sent Fries up in the wall there in this D-shaped part of the triangle, but he does maintain control. He's going to drop back to about the 6th or 7th position on the speedway at this point in time. They make their way down the back stretch, down into turn 3 and 4, go the leaders. Things are right now as they stand. You've got J06 in the 169 car up front, followed by Sonny Freeland. P.A. Rogers is sitting there in the 3rd position, just kind of riding there in that 21 car. He's got that Dodge right where he wants it to be this early in the event, in the 4th place position. So right now they're just, the 3rd place position. So things are pretty much shaking out as we thought here early on at Las Vegas.
You watch the 052 of Sonny Freeland. He's going to start making his way to the front right now. The pressure from the 21 of P.A. Rogers right behind him. As you can see, the 21 trying to duck underneath of Freeland going into turn number 3. It's not going to happen as Sonny has that high line working pretty well coming off of turn number 4. Maybe not saving tires just yet as the 21, but Sonny Freeland always thinking about race strategy. You're running in-car right now as you watch him dive down into turn number 1. Hear those RPMs screaming as they get on the brakes and start to turn into turn number 2, John.
Yeah, they come off turn number 2 here, and the thing they always want to make sure is they get that line set off the corner so they get that good rocket down that back straightaway. Now here at Las Vegas is very critical, your entry point into turn 3 and 4, making sure you get that car set down and are able to map that gas, and looking for, right now is the case for Rogers as he makes his way out the corner. He goes high. He's got a little bit of a run. Looks like he's just kind of peaking high to maybe get a little bit of air on that front end of that tar. So right now he's staying in line in the 3rd position there, Dan.
Yeah, that's right. He's got a lot of pressure. Also, Gary Mulla, their pole sitter from earlier in the race, is coming back up towards the front. He's running there in the 4th position. If you keep watching the times scoring out there, Sonny Freeland's differential between him and the leader is shrinking ever so slightly. Sonny Freeland, P.A. Rogers, Gary Mulla, and Jay McMillan back there in the 69 in the 5th position are all starting to gain back up on the lead. This could be a 5-horse show here. As soon as we get this being told that scoring is going to get wound up right in about a couple more minutes. Scoring should be back up. Sorry about that. We want to let you know that J06 and Sonny Freeland are battling for the lead as they come out of turn number 2. It's getting ever so close. 6 laps in, we're going to start lap number 7 here, and this race has been as exciting as it's been all night long.
Yeah, 3/10 of a second is what separates the leader J06 from Sonny Freeland. So right now, though, Sonny Freeland has all that he can handle from Rogers coming off the turn 4 down the front stretch. They go. Rogers is just really eating up the rear end of that Taurus, of that Chevy, I should say, of Sonny Freeland. So right now, those guys are battling out for the 2nd position. On back to the field, we don't want to let anybody kind of get out of our sight here. Things are basically shining for back to the battle between the 11th place car of Tom O'Hara is kind of heated up between him and the 028 car of Mike V8. Mike is certainly trying to get that position away and is really eating up the rear end of, I should say, of Mike. So look for that battle. Tom is trying to do everything he can to hold off Mike here early going at Las Vegas.
Yeah, there's a battle in the back, but I tell you what, the battle for the lead is just about ready to start picking up out of turn number 2. Sonny Freeland has closed the gap. Oh, the leader spins in turn number 2. J06, the 169 is around, got loose out of turn number 2, backed it hard into the wall. Only a 1-car incident. You got cars going through the grass trying to miss it, but the 169, your leader, J06, loose out of turn number 2, backs it hard into the outside wall. Engine damage, heavy damage. He is done for the night here, John. Not what he wanted to see. I thought we were going to go green there for a while, but the 169 is done and out of this race. Wow.
Well, exactly what he did not want to see happen, but when he came through turn 2 there, he had a little bit of pressure coming behind him there from Sonny Freeland. He matched the gas a little bit earlier than he may have really wanted to do, and that car did not hook up off the corner, and he stepped on the gas a little bit too soon there. Car got loose on him coming off the corner, and we have the replay coming up, and you'll see on the replay there that when he did get on gas there, it did not hook up. That rear end hooked up like you wanted. And replay, as you see, will show you how that car broke loose, made hard contact with the rear end of that car. And George Burgess really got lucky on that deal to escape through there without any damage. So these guys are certainly looking at what could have been a lot worse of a situation for many guys, but for that 169 car of J06, not what he wanted to see, as he was your leader at the point of time of the wreck. We're going to be looking at some pit stops here, seeing what can transpires for anybody if anybody decides to take pit road. But looks like for Jay, his night is going to end as he has some very serious engine damage. They are putting on tires. We're going to send it down right now to who has the 169 car.
Yeah, here. Actually, a bunch of the leaders are coming in as well, but you see the 169 also in the pits. All the leaders coming in for some tires here. Looks like right side tires going up on the P.A. Rogers machine. Also the 25 car. Sonny Freeland in there. Looks like Sonny Freeland possibly just getting left sides. The 11 had trouble getting in. Tom O'Hare getting in his box. Sonny Freeland's going to be first off pit road as long as he beats the 25. P.A. Rogers is going to follow him out along with George Burr. And it looks like the 25 may just nip him out there. So a little bit of strategy there, I think, on Sonny Freeland. 2 left side tires only. So that could be a little bit of a strategy there to get out front with those 5 bonus points. In this race here, bonus points do pay dividends. If you can go out there and get those 5 bonus points, that helps your team out that much more, guys.
Well, as you saw there on the pit stop, certainly for Gary Mola, he made up some of that track position that he lost due to the start. Now, at the beginning of the race, you saw there, he had a little bit of a difficult situation with spinning the tires on that restart. It cost him several positions, but his track position was just made up. His pit crew did a great job. He's driving that new 2006 Ford Fusion and doing a great job here driving that NASA Ford. So his team being well represented tonight, and he's going to try to do everything he can to make sure NASA Motorsports is come out on top. Right now, we want to take the opportunity. Do we have scoring up? Let's see. Real quickly, I want to make sure out there in Petropolis we do have scoring up. So I want you to make sure you take a look at how these pit stops have shaken up the field. Dan, did you hear anything special on pit road as far as this last set of pit stops?
Sonny Freeland, he said his car is really too good at the beginning. He wanted to make it better on the longer runs and try to loosen it up just a little bit. So they went ahead and loosened up the 52, or the 052, I should say, of Sonny Freeland. He's going to come back out. He's going to be shown in the 4th position ahead of a couple guys that did not pit on pit road. So he's going to be mired back in traffic just a little bit, but we saw him come through the field earlier. We were going to get between Sonny Freeland and J06 until J06 in turn number 2. Sonny Freeland, a couple other guys, Gary Mola, George Burr, got really lucky missing him. A couple of drivers going through the grass. So it was a very, very interesting wreck coming out of turn number 2. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. A lot of these guys got to be more careful on new tires, and that's what Sonny Freeland was worried about. So loosening the car up just a little bit to try to save that right front for the longer.
Well, there you hear it. We've got some guys making their way down pit road as we stand. It looks like the 47 car there is making his way down pit road. He gives up the lead to come in. He got those 5 bonus points, I believe, and so he will bring that car down pit road. He's followed by Alpha 10, the 010 car, and so want to make sure that you have that aware. Both of these are Route 66 drivers, so they're trying to pull a little bit of strategy that may benefit them later on. But right now, they're coming down pit road to the attention of their crews. We'll give you the pit stop here for the 47 car as he's making his way down pit road. He comes to a stop here in just a moment as he is seeing his pit flag being waved. He comes to a stop. Looks like he gets in cleanly, positions the car just right. Right side tires are going on as we speak. Clean far on the right sides. The crew makes their way around the left sides of that vehicle. Left sides are going on, and right now looks like everything is going to be A-OK. He takes that Sunoco fuel, and he's on his way down pit road. Both him and Outlaw 10 make their way back on the speedway. Dan, certainly right now as we're real early in this race, I'd like to kind of get an idea, if we will, just to remind everybody that during the course of the night where these guys right now run in points. We'll see these things change. You know, a lot of times when these team finales or team races, I should say, take place, a lot of times where the points may be shaking out right now for those teams is not necessarily anywhere close to what they will be at the close of the race. It's where you finish, not where you're running right now at lap 12.
Saw that last night on OLR TV. We had guys out there who were, it ended up being the leader that won the race. Well, obviously the 6 car won the race by over a whole lap, but he didn't even turn the fastest lap. He was 3 miles per hour slower than the fastest lap. So it's all about consistency here as the pace car is going to make a hard left-hand turn down pit road. The green flag is about ready to fly. Going to start lap number 13 on a long haul down the hill here. The green flag flies. Sonny Freeland gets a huge run. Has to back off just a little bit as they head down into turn number 1. Sonny Freeland now has a battle on the outside from the 25 of Gary Mola. They head side by side down into turn number 1. Lightman in the 060 is out there loving this. He gets to lead more laps and get those 5 bonus points as they scream through turn number 2 out onto the backstretch.
Yeah, for Gary Mola, we got a car around in turn number 2. That is going to be the 42 car that went around there, and heavy rear end damage, and looks like the yellow flag will be coming out. And no yellow, actually, I'm being told over the air. So for Chris Baggert, I am not seeing him on the track at this time, so he must have decided that that ended his night. So for Chris, tough break for him at the going part of the event here at Las Vegas.
That's right. There's a battle for the lead. There was a spin, but now Sonny Freeland wants to get ahead of all this. He goes to the inside of the 060. Down into turn number 3. Your new leader will be Sonny Freeland on lap number 14. He's going to be followed closely behind by the 25 of Gary Mola. Gary looks down to the inside, but the 060 blocked the door as they head down into turn number 1. Sonny Freeland keeps pulling away. Gary Mola knows he has a fast car, and if he wants to keep up with Sonny, he has to get up around the 060 of Lightman, but he's also got pressure from George Burr and P.A. Rogers, Paulie Wally. They're all back there in a single-file freight train down the backstretch.
Now as they enter in turn 3 and 4, you can kind of see Gary just kind of sizing up with that Ford Fusion, how he can get around the Mustang there of 060 Lightman, and as they come off turn 2, it doesn't look like he's really gaining on him, so maybe Lightman is able to hold him off here for a lap or two. I believe what we will see eventually is that these tires will give up on Lightman, and the advantage will go to those guys who just came in and got the 4 fresh Goodyears. He does slip off of turn 2, allows Gary Mola to close the door, close the gap. He does pull down to the inside, but it looks like he is not able to pull up to the fender, so keep the positions as they stand. Right now, just want to make you aware of as they run on the field right now, as looks like as I said that about Gary Mola, now George Burr is now going to take it on the high side and is going to get the run into turn 1. They're side by side down at turn 1, but give the position back to Mola. Mola is able to close the door there, coming in the middle part of the corner number 2. They come off down the backstretch here. They are single file, stacked up like pancakes, and now they enter in turn 3 and 4, Dan.
Yeah, that's right. Don't give the position just yet to George Burr. Well, Gary Mola, George Burr, who can tell they switch it back and forth every freaking lap, you know, down here. But 25, Gary Mola was your pole sitter earlier in this event. Now he's got pressure on the inside from George Burr. You can see 2 distinct lines there. On the outside, Gary Mola. On the inside, George Burr trying to get that grip, but binding the car up and slowing down just a little bit. Sonny Freeland still out in front, setting a great pace right now, just being patient, letting his tires wear evenly, not too loose, not too tight, just sitting there great. Lightman in the 060 complaining that his car is extremely tight, and he's very, very tight. Also behind the 60, or behind the 052 of Sonny Freeland, as you're now watching the 21 of P.A. Rogers and the 32 of Paulie Wally battle down into turn number 1. You can see these great-looking cars here. The silver car, the 32 of Paulie Wally, looks awesome with that silver and yellow paint scheme heading out of turn number 2. But right in front of him, you have the George Burr and the red and yellow machine. Looks like it's on fire as they head down into turn number 3. Great paint schemes and great drivers make for some great racing.
Right here live on OLR TV is where you're going to find the action. You won't find it anywhere else tonight, but OLR TV, the great racers here in the OLR team finale. You got a battle. George Burr takes it to the inside of Gary Mola. He takes this there 3 wide going down to turn 3. His 32 car, Paulie Wally, made it 3 wide. He does take the position away. Gary Mola drops another spot, so put Gary Mola in about the 4th or maybe even 5th position there, as he is being tailed very hard by Rogers on into turn 3. So looks like for right now, Gary Mola, that Fusion is not handling to his liking. They'll try to come back in here in just a few moments, maybe make some adjustments. Otherwise, he might find himself losing a few more positions, but he's gathering back in and doing what we expect from Gary Mola, and that is trying to run consistent, and he goes back in the back bumper there. Paulie Wally coming off of turn number 2.
Yeah, the 25 very loose. He got down on the apron just a little bit. He overcorrected, got up just a little bit, but he's also got trouble behind him from P.A. Rogers coming in right now. So Gary Mola knows that it's time to go, but he wants to give Paulie Wally time to get back up there out of turn number 2. Now the inside, you got P.A. Rogers to the inside of Gary Mola, the 21, who was fast early in half car. The 21 goes to the inside of the 25 down into turn number 1. Still 6 file, clean and green here, John.
Real quickly, just want to make you aware, right in front of them there, almost a large incident there as Lightman got loose in the triangle, He checked up. George Burr went high, and they managed somehow to keep from making contact, but that was almost something that could have been real catastrophic for these front runners. But right now, Paulie Wally has stuck it to the inside there of the 060 car. He's going to take the position as they go down and cross the start-finish line. He takes the position away, heads down into turn 1. Now, the 21 car there, that is going to be Rogers. Rogers, he's going to look to the inside of 060, but right now we've got them stacked double file coming off of turn 2, Dan.
Yeah, but look, now here comes the 69 of Jay McMillan. He drove around the outside of Gary Mullen. Now he wants to drive around the outside of P.A. Rogers. Goes if it's a little too high, gets in the marbles, a little bit loose right there. Gary Mullen's going to come back down on the inside, but I tell you the fast track that time by was the 21 of P.A. Rogers. Driving down at Las Vegas, he is right behind the 060 of Lightman, who John alluded to earlier was extremely loose in the tri-oval. Now, if you're loose in the tri-oval, that is very, very loose, because usually you're loose in the corners. When you're loose driving down there, it's amazing. As there's more battles going on back in the pack, John. Not just up here, there's battles going on all over the place.
Yeah, looking right now, Tom O'Hara, he is ready to go. He's got that Chevy. He's wanting to get it to the front, but he's not been able to do so thus far. Looks like Mike in the 028 car has taken the run away from him. So put Mike in the 9th position there as he takes a spot away. He's going to set his sights on the 44 car there of Eddie Swime. Right now, Eddie's car is just not handling right where he wants it to be. He's not been able to close up the gap between himself and Gary Mola, but give right now the heat right now is being given by Mike in that 028. He's also in the Fusion. We got a battle for the lead real quickly. I want to send you back up to the front. You've got Paulie Wally right now side by side. He's going to lead that lap as he comes across stripe in front, but as soon as he takes that lead, you see the 52 car there go back around him. Sonny Freeland goes back on the high side, gets that momentum wound up in that Chevy of his, and he's going to try to stick it to the high side again and see if he can keep this position, and he does. He pulls away by a half a car length as they enter into turn number 3. He's still going to maintain that position in that Technics 52 Chevy, and so right now he's keeping the lead. That may have been a little bit of a situation where those points are valuable, that 5 bonus points. So Paulie got 1 lap, 5 bonus points there, so that was good for him. The 07 car there, that is going to be, again, George Burr. He hasn't led a lap yet tonight, but he wants to get up there very soon, Dan.
Yeah, George Burr actually has led a lap. He led 1 lap earlier in the race. Sorry to correct you on that. I just read the paper here. George Burr, Paulie Wally have all led 1 lap. If you look at it right now, it's about an 8-car race down into the corner, because you have 8 cars within a second and a half of each other. So Sonny Freeland, I don't know how safe he feels right now looking in his mirror and seeing all these guys, unless he's basically taking it easy, which I know Sonny Freeland, and he's hardcore all the time. So I don't know. Yellow flag is out, though. This is going to be our second yellow, trying to figure out exactly what it's for. The 21 of P.A. Rogers is around in turn number 2. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he just lost it. I'm hearing now from downstairs at 21, just went into turn number 1 and just lost it. We're going to try to queue up a replay for you right here. But like I said earlier, you got to enter high to get a late apex. He entered too high and just looped it around in turn number 1. So P.A. Rogers put him back in the pack. It doesn't look like he has that much damage right now. It looks like a little rear end damage, a little left side damage too, because he totally did a 360 right there as Matt Race and Kid Thomas in their production booth. We're going to kick it downstairs. He's got the replay for you, Matt.
Yeah, he's on the outside of Joe McMillan going down into 1, and Paul Rogers just gets up in the gray stuff and then backs it into the wall. Not real hard. He's still got the spoiler on there. Probably going to have to take some of the rear deck lid off there, but not too much damage for a good solid hit into the wall. Just lost the back end up there in the marbles, guys, and after about 20, 30 laps, you're going to get some marbles up there on the high side. He was way out of the groove getting up there high, trying to give him room, but going to have to come in and bang that thing out a little bit, Dan.
Yeah, definitely he's going to have to come in and bang that out right now as the pit stop. We're about to get ready and get underway here. All the leaders are coming down pit road. Sonny Freeland, Paulie Wally, George Burr, Jay McMillan. I see only 1 car staying out. Just 1 car staying out. Everybody else coming in. We're going to cover the leaders pit right here of Sonny Freeland. He's going to come down and since his car is absolutely perfect, he's just biding his time. There's a long race to go. We have 104 laps left. He wants no changes to his car whatsoever, trying to find a sign. There's a lot of cars out here tonight. He pulls in, almost gets the wall just a little bit, breaks it, overshoots his pitch just a little bit. Okay, he's good. You got the car in front of him, had to pull in around him. He's going to get right side tires and fuel. Also, he's going to get left side. He's going to half around a wedge out. Okay, a half around a wedge. That's barely anything. That's how technical they're getting with these setups here. So Sonny Freeland's going to be down and away, and we're going to see if he beats everybody out. He's still in the lead here. Yes, he will. So Sonny Freeland is still going to be your leader after pit stop, Sean.
Well, also another situation there, Paulie Wally there in the 31 car. He did a good job, a 32 car, getting out on pit road there, taking the second place position there, coming off of pit road. George Burr there came off the third position. Then Gary Mola, who has that pretty much the best pit stall you could ask for here at Las Vegas. That number 1 pit stall comes out right now as the 4th car off the pit road. So as they stand right now, the only car I did not see that came down a pit on that first lap was Tom O'Hara. Now he makes his way off the speedway onto the apron. We'll watch him make his way slowly at incredibly turtle-like pace down pit road, and he'll come down to the attention of his crew, and more than likely he'll take 4 tires and all the Sunoco fuel he can pack into that Chevy to try to get ready for this next run as he tries to make his way back up through the field. So we're going to get ready at this time, and we've got to take some time to pay some bills and do what we do that makes it possible to bring this coverage live on OLR TV. So we'll see you back in just a few moments. Stay tuned for more live action from Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Tired of playing games? You want to live competition? Well, the all-new OnlineRacing.com brings you the absolute best of sim racing. Everybody knows we have the fastest and most stable dedicated server. But did you know that now we have the easiest software to set up your own races, chat with your buddies? Oh yeah, and remember that Java and that pesky redirector? They're gone, baby. No more of that. We still have our popular games like NASCAR 3, NASCAR Heat, NASCAR 4, NASCAR 2002, and of course, NASCAR Racing 2003. But why are we different? Well, maybe it's the car file showroom, or the setup exchange, or is it the voice chat? Heck, the list goes on and oh yeah. I'm talking about the absolute best sim racers on the planet to race against. Sure, you can sit at home and race against a computer, but what fun is that? Prove you're the best, race against the best at OnlineRacing.com. But that's just a glimpse of what you'll find on OLR. Come on over and find out why we say OnlineRacing.com. Don't dream it, live it.
Introducing the most powerful hosting solution on the World Wide Web. From the founders of Flashpoint Racing Series, FRS Web Hosting is proud to announce web hosting solutions for all its members. Initially started to provide low-cost, inexpensive hosting for members that have team sites. Hosting your website with FRS Web Hosting guarantees you reliable service, exceptional value, and unmatched support. Whether you're interested in switching hosting providers or launching a site for the first time, we have a package that's right for you. It's FRSHosting.com, the most powerful hosting solution on the net.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Really? You guys meet? Greg, Janice?
We sure did.
That was stupid.
Great.
This is Smart, a beeper service for just $1.99 a month. From who else? Smart Beep. Call 1-800-BEEP-199 for other smart stuff, like directions.
We've got chemistry here. You feel it?
I felt it.
All right, Janice.
What do you have your hands on? That's right, I'm talking to you. Look down. What do you have your hands on? No, not that. I'm talking about your steering wheel. Are you using the only steering wheel used and endorsed by Taylor and Hart Jr., the Sierra testing team, and of course, the OnlineRacing.com staff? Well, if you didn't get it from Thomas, you're not using the wheel. Thomas Enterprises, the absolute best racing wheels on the market. If you're not using a Thomas, you're not in control.
Underway here at lap 33 of 134. Sonny Freeland takes the green flag. He's already pulled away by at least 4 car lengths down off of turn 2. Down the back straightaway they go. He's still got the lead. He's loving it up there in that clean air. Polly Wally in second in the number 32 car. He sits in second position, and the 32 car is loving his position on the track. But George Byrne, as he just slips, Polly Wally slips off the turn 4. He allows George Byrne to close the gap. He's up high, coming down the front straightaway. They'll enter into turn number 1, too wide, but gives the position away to George Byrne cleanly, and he'll have Gary Mola challenge him on the outside as come off the corner. So we're back underway. I want to give you an update real quick on some of our current speeds, what have been some of the fastest laps turned thus far in the event. So I'll give it to Dan Lyon, and let's see exactly what we're looking at in terms of speeds as they make their way around this 1.5 mile D-shaped oval.
All right, well, first we're going to let your speed nuts know out there that run your lap times in speed. Okay, from first to 10th in the top 10 speeds, 174.803 turned by the 25, your pole sitter, down to 173.958. So not even a mile per hour separates the top 10 speeds right there. So we're going to go ahead and switch them over here to times and let you know, and it's probably even closer with times right now. So the top times, well, the lowest times you want to be, range anywhere from a 30.895 to a 31 flat. So 0.2, 1.5, 1.1 tenths of a second. Everyone's real close. That's why the race is going on so great here, John, because everyone's so close. Everyone has basically running the same setup out here. It's all, the geometrics are all the same. Everybody runs basically the same front end and the same rear end, give it a couple 50 pounds here or there on the springs and the same weight. So it's just a matter, the best driver will win tonight, not necessarily the best setup, because it's all about line and how you get through this track. So times and speeds very, very close so far.
Well, looking at the idea of speeds and times, we know one of the things that we saw last night at an event here live on OLR TV was what consistency will do for you. And right now, the man with consistency, right now, all race so far has been Sonny Freeland, as he has put that 052 Chevy up front, and he's just kind of driving away as he is right now turning some really fast lap times, just kind of biding his time. He's 0.2 of a second a lap right now, right in front of George Burr. He's just kind of biding his time here early on in the event, but they're starting to stack up behind him. Things are starting to stack up behind him there, as now you've got Gary Mola to mount a challenge there on Paulie Cup of turn 2. Looking on back to the field real quick, don't want to let anybody slip away from us. Some of these guys trying to get their cars kind of running to their liking. Right now, just to give you an update there on one of the names that we have not called thus far tonight, the 030. He is so far sitting there back in the 10th position in the top 10. He's going to try to get that car rebounded and where he wants it to be, which is in the top 5 and battling for that lead. But looking right now back up to the front, Gary Mola is still right on the back bumper of Paulie Wally as they come off too.
They come up to, it's going to be a drag race down the backstretch right here as they're single file. Now Paulie Wally goes to the outside. Gary Mola is going to go to the inside as they head into turn number 3. But the 32 drives in it just a little bit harder. That lets Mola sink down to the inside and go back in single file out of turn number 4. Sonny Freeland loves all this racing because it lets him get away, but as soon as they get single file, they start moving towards the front and start gaining in on S. Freeland, Sonny Freeland, the 052, the super speedway extraordinaire, the intermediate track extraordinaire, whatever you want to say. Sonny Freeland has won on every single track out there, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wins tonight. But at the dismay of about 15 other guys who have basically the same setup that can bring him down right now, it looks like the 32 Paulie Wally is extremely fast in turns 3 and 4, but loses a little bit in 1 and 2. Your in-car right now, the 25 of Gary Mola, you're going to watch him head off the corner, almost get into the outside wall, dive it right down onto the apron as they go down into turn number 1. Here, those RPMs peg at about 9 grand, then lift off. Woo, slow the car down and start the whole cycle all over again as they go around the lap car, the 169 J06. Early leader here that wrecked out of turn number 2 about lap 5 or 6 right now, so he's still out there putting around trying to get points for his team.
Well, as they make their way now down off of the corner, you start to see some of these guys starting to change these lines. They'll be looking around here at Las Vegas to find that line that will work for their vehicle. The number 44 car there of Eddie Swain, he has decided he's time to go, and he has moved his way up a position and made his way around McMillan there in the 69 car. But looking there, we have a battle between the 25 of Gary Mola and Paulie Wally as they make their way off the corner. Down that back stretch they go, but he loses that momentum. It will allow Eddie to pull up beside them side by side. They go into turn 3. They stay side by side, but the momentum goes to Mola coming off the corner. He'll try to use that momentum down that front stretch. He's able to do so. He'll cross the start-finish line, keeping that 4th position, holding off Eddie, but I don't know really or not if he can hold him off too much longer. It looks like Eddie is really mounting a charge. He may be pushing his car a little bit harder, though, than some of the other guys, and that may come in to be something we see a little bit later on, Dan.
Yeah, that's right. You're watching the 07 George Burr right now. That fire ride out there, man, that thing looks hot, and it's moving pretty hot right now. But I tell you who's also on the move, the 25 Gary Mola. I want to talk about George Burr gaining on Sonny Freeland. Well, the 25 is gaining on everybody else. Gary Mola, early pole sitter here, is extremely fast and flying all the way around this track. I also want to say hey to Johnny Rocket out in Peeptropolis, the Sheriff Johnny Rocket. He is watching 3 broadcasts tonight simultaneously on the online racing network here. Also, Race Lim, our network over there, Race Lim TV, has just started their broadcast of ECT race tonight. So Johnny Rocket is here and there and everywhere. He doesn't miss a single beat out there, the sheriff of Petropolis. I tell you what, John Sanford, someone that's that dedicated definitely needs a little name tag there. The sheriff, Johnny Rocket, out there in Petropolis, watching out for us.
Well, he's always there and always does a great job rallying the troops there on Petropolis. Back on the track real quick. Had a car go high there in the turn. Coming off the corner, that is McMillan. He almost brushes the wall. They almost stack 3 wide behind him, but he manages to keep it off the wall. It's going to put the 94 car there in the position. Ken Hansen, he's been around for a long time. He's trying to get that Ford of his to the front. Ken is pulling away, though, from the 028 car of Mike Virginia. So those guys take the low line around McMillan, who sides high, probably got up in the gray stuff and able to get that traction that he needed. So he'll fall back several positions, does the 69 car, McMillan. So as they come off the turn there and head down this mammoth backstretch, well, not as mammoth as maybe like Talladega, but for a 1.5 mile, that backstretch is pretty big, having been 1,500 feet or so. They have plenty of time to get some RPMs. Down that back stretch. We're at lap number 46 of 134. You're watching live coverage of the OLR team finale live here on OLR TV. We appreciate you tuning in as always as we have a 2-car battle there looking right now back on the field between the 44 car of Eddie Swaim. He's rallied the troops and he's trying to track down Polly Wally, Dan.
That's right. You're trying to track down Polly Wally, but I guess you already tracked down Polly Wally, put his boot right on top of him and walked over him is the 25 of Gary Mullen. Now he has his sights set on the 07 of George Burr. They're coming down to complete lap number 47 to start lap 48. We're getting it almost for go time right now. We got a couple laps left until halfway, and that means the business is about ready to start picking up here. The 25 Gary Mullen coming out of turn number 2. He's going to sling the car right against the outside wall and drive down, trying to get as much air resistance possible off that car as he can. Driving down high in the turn number 3. He's going to suck it right down to the bottom, right up underneath of the 07 of George Burr, who's also right up underneath of the 052 of Sonny Freeland. And you really can't tell. There's like a tenth of a second between each car on the lead lap. They're all in one huge snake going down the front stretch here in the turn number 1, John.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I can tell, and that is, folks, as you watch on your screen there, Sonny Freeland is just kind of eating them up front. He's been able to maintain the distance. As right now, it's right at a tenth of a second, maybe less than a tenth of a second as they make their way into 3 and 4. As he may be looking behind him, he's going to see a lot of folks back there behind him who are hungering to get up there and get that lead. And looking at Burr's bumper, it says you are losing. And certainly right now, those guys who are behind him, they'll look at Burr, close the gap there on Freeland. But Freeland sticks it down on the low side. And I tell you what, if you're George Burr, you've got to be looking behind him as well at Gary Mullen, who is certainly trying to do whatever he can to get that car back up front. He's been an early leader here and showed some strength. But for these guys right now, they are just kind of biding their time. As we said earlier tonight, you have to realize it may be a good thing to get those bonus points here, but you don't want to wrap the car, the sheet metal, all the pieces, and putting it to the front. We've seen guys like, so far, J06, who led earlier, was looking good and probably loving it, but right now he's not loving it as he's creaking around here very slowly, being 3 laps down and probably unable to do anything about it at this point. But Dan, right now these guys are not really being too much sleepy at the wheel. They're just kind of doing what they need to do right now at lap 51.
Yeah, they're trying to do exactly what they can do. The 07 right now of George Burr hunting down the 52 of Sonny Freeland. We got to look at his bumper. It said, "You are losing." I had absolutely no idea that said that until Matt told us about it down the production booth. That's awesome. Love someone that will stick something on there like that. Definitely knows how to get the job done, does George Burr. George Burr, also a UltimateRealityRacer.com, a little show where I'm from. Check it out, UltimateRealityRacer.com over there. Ultimate TV show, I guess you could say. George Burr finished 7th in one of the heat races over there, so he's looking pretty good as well. But I tell you what, who's looking even better is the 52 and the 25. So, if you turn 25 backwards, you have 52. Maybe they have a little battle going on back there, but there is a battle for the 4th position back there between Polly Wally, and Eddie Swain.
Well, definitely it's been certainly the case for these guys thus far. They've had a very good event thus far. Those who have been able to maintain a top 5, top 10 running spot, looking to get those team points so that they can come out at the end of 2005 and be that team winner. So real quickly, while we've got these guys, we do have a little bit of battle there between Swaim and Polly Wally as they make their way down the front stretch. We'll take a look at this, and then I want to give you an opportunity to hear about some of the upcoming events live here on OLR TV. Looks like we're going to have an opportunity to do that real quick. Coming up on the 12th, that's going to be to the 12th at 8 p.m. The RPM IROC round number 3 is going to be coming up, and that's going to be at Richmond. Richmond is always an interesting short track, and I believe one of our own, Dan Line, is going to be running in that event. He hopes to try to put his vehicle up front in that RPM IROC prepared round number 3 event. That's going to be at 8 p.m. live here on OLR TV. Daryl Morley, who I always enjoy calling the broadcast action with, is going to be with us that evening, along with Tom Hoffman, as we bring the coverage to you live here on OLR TV. Then on the 14th, we've got the HP CROS and the NSRS National Short Track Championship. That's going to be on the 14th at 9 p.m. We've got a battle right now between Gary Mola as well as the 32-car Polly Wally, and as well as Eddie Swaim. Looks like they're side by side down the front stretch. Oh, he closes in ever so tightly, does Polly Wally. As he's on the high side, he's going to try to make that car stick, but it will not stick. He will not be able to take the position away from Gary Mola, and looks like, he will hold Eddie Swaim as they come off the corner. Back to the upcoming events. Going to be a very special event on the 16th. That is the 16th of December, the Super Speedway Christmas Special. That is brought to you by none other than John Forjon, as he has made this possible. But we'll be bringing to you the action live here on OLR TV. Myself, Joe Ball, and we'll be bringing you the action along with Dan Line and Tom Hoffman. We'll be bringing you that coverage on an extra special event. Always an exciting broadcast to do those Super Speedway specials. Back on the track real quick, you do have Eddie Swaim falling back through the field. Looks like he may have used those Goodyears a little bit more than he needed to abuse. Maybe that right front a little bit more than he would want to. This early event has lost 2 to 3 positions here in the last couple laps. And then finally, ending up the month of December, I'll tell you what, guys, always enjoy the Flashpoint monthly shootout. That's going to be the 17th of December at 6 p.m. Going to be an interesting opportunity to watch some action there, as the 25 car has slid high off the corner. He got that car up high off the lane in turn number 2. He comes off. He's going to lose several positions. He's going to be dropped back behind the 69 car if he's able to keep that car wound up on the bottom. Looks like he will do so. There we have it. That is the upcoming events. And as well, we wanted to keep you abreast of the action on the track. Don't forget the DVD pre-orders tonight. $8 shipping and handling, $2.99. Want to make sure that you check those out. They'll be here by Christmas if you order them tonight. And I know Matt always does a great job. You don't have to worry about them being delayed or not getting them. You know you'll get them if you order them from Matt Racing Kid Thomas. Dan?
Yeah, guaranteed Christmas delivery. Can't beat that from Matt Racing Kid Thomas out of Weedsport, New York, upstate New York. Pretty snowy up there, I heard from Matt telling me earlier. So I can only imagine what not the last few days. He's telling me it's pretty clean and sunny up there. That's good. It's probably like 10 degrees though. So down in Daytona, it was like 83 or 81 or something down there. That's where I'm going to be over Christmas. So woohoo! Can't wait. Want to update you again on the 25 of Gary Mola. He was running in the 4th position, about a second back from Sonny Freeland. He's also running back in the 9th position now, about 3 seconds back. Also coming is the 94. He is making his move toward the front. He's going underneath the 32 right now. Polly Wally, as they head down into turn number 1. Looks like they're folded together as they go down in turn 1, and it's going to give it to the number 94, Kay Hansen, through turn 1 out of turn number 2. Looks like he wants to bring the 028 of Mike with him, but not going to happen as Polly Wally slams the door and they go down the backstretch. So the 94 has his eyes set on the 07, who also has his eyes set on the 052. It's been a 2-car race so far between Sonny Freeland and George Burr right now. It could go either way as they're going to get very, very tight off the corner here. Woo, around the 169, J06, he now goes 5 laps down. So he's just running out there to get points, but very, very slow. Might put some guys in danger, not sure.
Well, in that 94 car, you have Ken Hansen. Ken and I have raced together back from 1996 on to about 2000. The Southern All-Stars League, always a good friend of mine. Had some awesome battles with him when we used to race back then at Richmond. Always a fun driver to race with, very clean. He knows how to save tires, so we may see him get up there and try to mount a battle. We know his team is going to do everything that they can, that being DPR, Double Platinum Racing. So look for those guys to try to do everything they can to put their team right up front tonight. DPR is always strong. As always, they always try to do it so cleanly, and that's what they're attempting to do here tonight. So far, your leader here at lap number 63 has been nothing other than short of domination here for Sonny Freeland. He has pulled away by 0.3 of a second over second-place driver George Burr. Then you have third-place drivers mentioned Ken Hansen, Polly Wally in their 32 cars in fourth position. Put Eddie Swaim up to the fifth position as he's made his way back around the 28 car of Mike Virginia. Then you've got McMillan there in the 69 car in the seventh place position. I know that the 060 car, his first name is Dennis. Don't know exactly how to pronounce that. Balzer, I believe, is the last name there. He is in the 8th position. And Gary Mola has slipped all the way back tonight. So that's your top 9. And Dan, if you'll take it back from 10 on back, please.
I got James Shook running back there in the 10th position. Paul Rogers in the 21, who spun earlier, still holding strong in the 11th position. Mark W.M. You got Butchie in the 47 back there, also 4 seconds back. Tom Outlaw 10. And then J06S Fries and Chris Baggett are out of this race. Well, Chris is in the 42, Jay and Fries are running back there 5 and 10 laps down respectively. But we know this is on OLR. We know these are all OLR guys. And we know Matt Racing Thomas has been involved with OLR for a very, very long time. And as usual we do on every OLR TV broadcast, they're going to kick it downstairs at exactly halfway. They're going to come down to complete lap number 67. Also want to let you know there is a battle for the lead, though, so we're going to hold off on that for just a second to let you know that Sonny Freeland is still holding on to the lead behind George Burr. George Burr has caught up to about 1/10 of a second behind him now from 0.3 of a second back, so it could get pretty hot and heavy. So lap 67 means halfway, which means the halfway producers report. We're going to kick it downstairs live. Matt Racing Kid Thomas on his take of the race tonight. Matt?
Yeah, things going real well out here for Las Vegas, and also for my teammates, the Double Platinum Racing guys. I've only been in one team shootout event that we actually didn't have to broadcast, so I actually got to race in one of these events at California this year, and I've been in one race and one race, so that's all I'll say about that. These guys out here, we have some stellar guys to work with when it comes to testing, and Double Platinum Racing showing right now why they are the defending champs out there with Sonny Freeland, 2005 Freedom Cup champion out there leading the way right now with George Burr right there in second, and teammate Ken Hansen in the 94 sitting third. So these guys looking to put things away here tonight, put a wraps on the 2005 team championship, and Excalibur looking pretty strong out there as well. Some guys, Gary Mola showing a lot of speed here, really improved himself over the last couple of months here. So looking to see Gary Mola have a good finish. Not sure if he wore his tires out early, but a lot of guys showing some spark here early on in this event. Try and see if DPR can hold on as we're nearing the halfway point now from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It looks like a battle for fourth is shaping up right now. Excalibur driver Paulie Wally up there on the outside, and here comes Eddie Flame down on the low side, John.
Yeah, they battle off of turn number 2 there, and you've got them stacked up behind him. Looks like Eddie, though, on the bottom side, bound that vehicle up and is not able to get the momentum off the corner. He's going to have a challenge from the 069 car of McMillan on the high side. They are side by side in the middle part of turn 3 and off the turn 4. They are side by side down the front straightaway, almost there for Mike Virginia. He looked to peaky in the middle, maybe be the meat in that sandwich, but he thinks better of it. He will stay up high, try to use that momentum. He arcs it in very high there. That's going to cost him as he goes into the high stuff there and loses a lot of momentum. So it's still side by side off of corner number 2, but now single file as they make their way down the back straightaway. But Mike Virginia, he dives it back down on the inside there in that Ford Fusion. They're side by side in turn 3. They're coming off of turn 4. He slides up about a half a lane, but he's not able to make that thing stick off the corner and get a little bit antsy behind them. There was the 060 and the 030, but they think better of doing anything drastic, and right now you're sitting there still about status quo for Eddie Swaim. He's holding off these guys right now. He's in the 6th position, but I tell you, that 028 car and that Fusion, he's trying to do everything he can to mount a challenge. I want to remind you, pit stops are going to be coming up here in about 15 to 20 laps. These guys, if it continues to go green, will put themselves to the test. A lot of times, a lot of ground can be won or lost on pit road by the way you make your entrance, your exit, and by the way the pit stops go. And so a lot of these guys are going to count on those pit crews as well as their own talent to try to make that on and off pit road as smooth and as talented as possible, do everything they can as they make their way around this facility. We got an in-car shot right now for you. Want to make sure that you can see exactly what it's like as these guys make their way around this mammoth facility here at Las Vegas. But Dan, give us a little bit of update, if you will, what we're looking at and what we may expect here as far as these green flag pit stops. Anybody going to try anything strategically, maybe put the wool over some of these guys?
We're going to have to make at least 2 more pit stops, this one and then another one coming up here, unless they can stretch it. I don't know if anyone can make it on just one stop. I want to let you know, too, the 028 of Mike VA, we actually have no idea if his last name's Virginia, but VA is, is the initials for Virginia, so we're going to call him Mike Virginia just because it sounds awesome. So the 028 has a new name of Mike Virginia right now, and I'm being told it is just one stop, so we're only going to have to make one more stop pending any caution flags or anything else. So in about 10 or 15 laps from our spotters up here in the booth high atop the racetrack are telling us Mike McNeely. Thank you. Matt Rizikid Thomas is on the spot telling us everything that we need to know. Mike McNeely in the 028, not Mike Virginia, even though it sounded cool, but he did make a move, the 028, down to the inside of Paulie Wally, puts himself up into the 5th position, and guess who's catching up to Sonny Freeland and George Burr? The number 94 car, John. He's moving, and he's going in a hurry.
Yeah, looking at the situation here for the leaders, it's gotten weird. You know, for a few minutes ago, he pulled within 1/10 of a second there of Sonny Freeland, did George Burr, but he dropped back another 5/10 there, and now he has rallied to close within 1/10 of a second, but now as they go down the backstretch, he drops back down to about, maybe 4 car lengths off the back bumper. He dives it down into 3. He's about a half a lane lower than Freeland coming off the corner. That car does gain some momentum, though, off the... He stays within maybe 2.5 car lengths down the front straightaway as they go. It looks like George has decided to put on some heat now as they are about lap 76. He may be trying to position himself as they getting ready for those green flag pit stops, but always keep an eye on that 69 car. It looks like George Burr touched the wall. He loses a lot of momentum there off the corner. Now Ken Hansen's going to try to take it low down in the turn number 3. He does allow that car to gather up some momentum down low. He's got the help from McMillan down through turn 3 and 4. Off the 4th they come, and looks like George Burr may be going to lose another position as we enter turn number 1. It looks like McMillan is trying to gather up that momentum on the low side.
Yeah, McMillan is also Excalibur right there moving towards the front. George Burr did kiss the wall out of turn number 2. He's lost a numerous amount of position so far. He is now being shown back behind the number 69 car, and the 69 is being shown in the 4th position. So put George back in the 5th position from 2nd. So he lost 3 positions, but 3 big positions after kissing the outside wall. Doesn't look like he lost a lot of speed, though. A little bit of right side damage, not too much. Sonny Freeland still your leader. Ken Hansen following behind him. Still gaining on Sonny Freeland. It seems like they can gain and then they lose just a little bit. But I also want to say hey to Matt Johnson, Brad 1956, everybody out there in Peep Troutbush joining us tonight at the race. We also want to let you know that our sister network, Race LM TV, has a broadcast going on over there as well. So as soon as this one's over, jump over to rlmtv.com and check them out over there as well. Darryl Morley, Alex Faust, Jaron Stewart on board over there for an ECT broadcast going on. But right now, over here on OLR TV, Sonny Freeland still your leader. Ken Hansen gained 0.2 of a second. Ken is on the move. He's got a lot of fans out here rooting for him, John. The 94 is starting to make his move.
Well, when you're a class guy like Ken Hansen, you're going to be able to have a lot of friends on sim racing, because one of the things that keeps friendships here in sim racing is someone who drives clean and has a good attitude both on and off the track, and that defines Ken Hansen. But right now he's got hands full as McMillan has decided to rally against him. Right now they are sitting in the 3rd and 4th position as they make their way down the front stretch, down to the turn number 1. They will go here in just a moment, as it looks like Ken is doing everything he can to close the gap between himself and Sonny Freeland, but right now it stands at 0.3 of a second here at lap 80. I know they're going to be diving down pit road in just a few moments, and we're listening to some of the spotter traffic as these crew chiefs are getting ready to call their drivers in just a few more laps here for these green flag pit stops, reminding them about all the the things that they need to be aware of as they make their way down pit road. So these guys are certainly going to be seeing a lot of ground potential to be made or lost on pit road, as Ken now has closed it in down to 1/10 of a second, and he is able to do so by just consistently running a good line. He looks like he is about maybe a half a lane lower at this point in time from Sonny Freeland's bumper. Right now we're looking off of Ken Hansen's bumper back at McMillan, but right now those three are just kind of biding their time. George Burr maybe allowing those tires right now to cool off. It looks like Ken Hansen closes in half a car length down the front straightaway. He's using that drafting help. He's got McMillan on the high side, and now they go into turn number 1 side by side, does McMillan and Ken Hansen. And this situation has played out several times tonight, where a situation is a driver gets a run off of turns 3 and 4, and then he has to slow down a little bit to allow himself not to run into the back bumper of the first place driver, and that allows the guy behind him to close the gap, and they go in side by side, and things just kind of play out once again as they stay status quo coming off of turn number 3 and 4.
That's right, pit stops are coming up soon, but I want to tell you who is on the move right now. The 030, the Bear, James Shook. He has cut the gap down from 3 seconds back to 2 seconds back in 3 laps. James is on a roll. The 030 car, get a look at him right now. Look at this car right now, running through turn number 3, or turn number 2, coming out on the backstretch. Smooth as glass down the backstretch, up against the wall, driving by the Las Vegas site. Oh, man, he is absolutely on a roll right now. The 25 are also being here right now. Gary Mola, he is coming down pit road right now. We're going to watch him right now. Watch this as he comes down pit road. Almost get a little sideways right there. And they're battling for the lead again. So kicking it over to John. I'll run down here to cover this pit stop. John, what's going on for the lead?
Ken Hansen there just put that number 94 Ford cars to the front, coming through the middle part of turn number 2. He says, look at me, guys. I'm liable. I'm taking the lead from Sonny Freeland, and now looking behind them, George Burr has said, you know what, I made a mistake earlier. I drifted high, but I'm taking that third place position back. And now the 69 car, McMillan, he's going to make his way down pit road. So let's go ahead and call this pit road stop by the number 69 car.
All right, he's coming down pit road right now. He's weaving back and forth a little bit. They're supposed to stay in the outside lane to come down, but there's no traffic on pit road, so he is okay. 45 miles per hour. Very, very, very slow coming down pit road from 160, 170, 180. What they were running out there on the track, he's going to pull in. He said his car is very tight. He's going to make an adjustment to that car. 1 round of wedge out to try to free up the bike coming off of the corner. Right side tires are on. They're going to go around to the left side now, give him something to drink, clean off the grill, clean the windshield, take that wedge out, and he'll be down and away. Hopefully won't lose too much time when these other guys coming down pit road. Looks like a clean pit stop for the 69 car, John.
Well, that's what they want here tonight, is clean entry, clean pit stop, and clean exit. And that's what they're going to try to be getting done here tonight. For most of these guys right now who are in the top 5 are just praying to have that good pit stop to keep them right in that situation, because these leaders, the top 3, basically have been all night showing the way as far as the speeds are concerned. And so far for these guys right now, being George Burr, Sonny Freeland, and Ken Hansen, they're just maintaining pace. Hearing now the 21 car of Paul Rogers, he's on pit road, and he is now taking left side tires, are going on that Ford as he's getting ready for that pit stop to conclude. It does conclude. He takes a burnout. He's back underway. Good pit stop there for Paul Rogers in that number 21 car, and now he's down on the apron and away.
Yeah, we're going to keep our eye close on Ken Hansen, the number 94, and see when he's going to be pitting. We're also hearing now the 07 of George Burr will be coming down pit road, this time by your third place runner. So we're going to ask John to stay down there in pit road, quickly teleport back down there and stay in there for the call on the 07 car. He's going to be coming around and coming in this time by. Keeping an eye on the leaders, though. Also coming down in is the Bear, James Shook. He's running in the 5th position right now, so the 030 is going to be coming in. And the 07 signaled that he was coming in, but yes, he did. Yes, he did. He didn't use the access lane like everyone else was using. I don't know if that's going to be a penalty right there or not, but the 07's coming down pit road and heading to you, John.
He's coming down pit road right now at the 45 mile per hour rule. He needs to keep that to keep from getting a black flag. He's doing so very handily coming down pit road. He will not be penalized for using or not using the access road, as that is not a rule set here in the team finale. He comes to a stop, slides very cleanly, but he does have to back up a little bit to get himself back over the line before they can start. He gets the right side tires are going on that machine. Right now, right side tires have been completed. Left sides are going up and on, but Sunoco fuel is being put into the vehicle right now, but looks like that cost him about maybe a second or two there. The little bumble that he had as he had to back into his pit stall. But as you know, Dan, it only takes a second or two at a track like this to really put you behind the 8-ball.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I'm seeing a lot of guys. Some of the guys are using the entrance road to pit road. Some of them aren't. Some of them are using the entrance road, and some of them aren't. Not exactly sure what's going on there. Maybe a little confusion between some of the admins and some of the racers here. But some of them are using it, some of them aren't. We're also seeing the 94, Ken Hansen. He will pit this time by, and Sonny Freeland is going to stay out at least a couple more laps. So Ken Hansen's going to be in this time by.
Yeah, Dennis Bowser just completed the stop on his Ford Mustang, a little bit different looking vehicle there, but he has made his stop. Now I'm hearing the number 11 car now. Here he makes his way as he is going into turns 3 and 4. He's going to slow that vehicle up, that Dodge, but he's unable to pull it down. He's not going to be able to get that car down by to come down pit road. He does miss the entrance there, so he's not able to make his way down pit road. So tough break for him right now. We've got one car down on pit road right now at this point in time as he makes his stop and has finished up his stop. But now I'm hearing that the leaders are going to be making their way down to pit road, and looks like Ken Hansen in that 94 car is going to try to come down pit road and make his 4-tire stop. He has come to a stop. Right sides have went on. Now left sides are going on. Looks like so far a very clean stop for Ken Hansen. He knows pit road well. Very cleanly in, very cleanly now. He makes his way out here at lap number 92 of 134, Dan.
The 028 right now is going to be shown as your new leader, Sonny Freeland. The 052, we're going to try to check to see if he has come down pit road yet. And Sonny Freeland, he is in. Overshoots his pit just a little bit. He almost hit the wall. He dives in and kind of angles it out, even though there's no car in front of him. Sonny Freeland's car is good. It got tight on the long run, so they're going to loosen it up once more. So around the wedge out, and the Sonny Freeland car is going to take 4 tires, 2 cans of Sunoco fuel. He will be down and away. Also down pit road is the 47 car. The Butchie, the 47, man, he was running up there in the top 5 all night. His car is absolutely perfect. All he wants is a clean drink of water. 4 tires and fuel is down and away. Also coming down pit road, the 028, who was your new leader, now is going to come down pit road. That reddish car, it's like candy apple red. It looks absolutely phenomenal. He's going to take 4 tires and fuel and take a track bar adjustment, 1 round down on the track bar, just a little loose coming out of the corner. 4 tires and fuel, he'll be down and away, and that looks like that's going to clear everything up for everyone down here on pit road, as we have just hit the hour mark of them having seat time here. They've been in the seat for an hour, so a couple of the guys starting to get antsy. We have 40 laps to go. Business is picking up. They won't be back on pit road anytime soon unless there's a caution flag.
Yeah, I just heard over the radio as now you look at the situation. Mike McNeely getting ready to take his stop in the 028, but I heard the spotter traffic between Ken Hansen and his crew chief. He said, this is what you've got. Unless there's a caution, this is all you've got, so make the best of it. But right now he comes back out, and it looks like Sonny Freeland is going to have made the better stop there on and off, and he is leading by about 4 car lengths as they make their way down the front straightaway. But right now, still your leader is the 021 car. He has not made his green flag stop as of yet, and so things should still cycle out here in just a few moments. We had a few guys that have not yet made those pit stops, so I do know that the 028 car has decided to go ahead, and he's on and off pit road. So we're going to go ahead here in just a few moments after these stops completely cycle back through and we kind of see where everything lands. We'll go ahead and take a break, but you're watching live action from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. As Dan pointed out, less than 40 laps remain in this event, so we know we want to go ahead and take this break now so we can bring you all the live non-stop action here during the closing laps here at Las Vegas. We're not like NBC. We're not going to be taking a break with 10 laps to go. We're going to be sticking with you live to show you all the live action here that we can. So let's go ahead and take this opportunity to go ahead and pay some bills you take a look at all these nice commercials that we put together while we take a sip of drink and take a moment to relax. You're watching live action here on OLR TV.
Get freight train one way or another enough to make that thing as wide as a double-wide mobile home.
Mario's making a move up in the middle.
3 wide, you're in the middle. One more time. Wide flag, you're the man.
As they come onto the backstretch, it looks like there may be a move back in the back. The Haskins now moves into the 5th position.
Hey, Peanut. Hey, Marty. You remember when David wrecked that truck at Nashville? Yeah. How'd you guys cut the front end off of it so quick?
You just got to keep it really sharp. What about in Kansas City when Dennis put it in the fence? How'd you guys get out so quick?
This little baby right here.
Craftsman, the official tools of NASCAR at Sears.
Code Red. I'm being pursued. I'm procuring a getaway car. Pronto. I need a car. Now.
Sure, but you'll need insurance.
No problem. I'm going to eSurance. I can buy my policy online instantly.
You're gonna have proof of insurance from eSurance?
Quote, buy, print. Instantly at eSurance. If you're on the go, you've got to have eSurance.
Get your quote at eSurance.com or call today. 1-888-eSurance.
Welcome back to the Big Show here on OLR TV. They're calling this the Big Show tonight, this OLR team finale here live from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And so far it has been a big show as we've watched these guys do some excellent job here getting around this facility. But right now we've got a new leader. That's McMillan up front there. Jay McMillan up front in that number 69 car. He from what we're hearing, may have taken 2 tires to get the little bit of advantage that he has, but looking back to the field, let's give you a full field rundown real quickly. I'll take 1 through 5, and my cohort in crime here, Dan Lyon in the booth here, will take 6 through 10. Right now, we've got McMillan up front in that 69 car, followed by second position there, number 44 car of Eddie Swain. And then the third place car, the number 32 car of Polly Wallace, sets in third. Then the 4th place car, that's Gary Mola. He's in number 25 car. He has led the night. He's had a good run tonight trying to rally here in the late stages of this event. In the 5th place there, George Burr, who we watched make a little contact with the wall as they made their way down pit road. By the way, they said that damage was not significant. He should be okay. He's driving the 07 car.
Right now, running in the 6th position, the 052, your early race leader who's led most of the laps today, Sonny Freeland. He's running about 9 seconds back. Then Ken Hansen, he's in the 94. He's running 7th position, about a second. And then everyone's in a real tight bunch back from 8th to about 14th. You got Mike McNeely, Jack there, Lightman, Paul Ross, Tom O'Hare. They're all back there in a huge little pack. Not exactly sure. I believe the 69 did take 2 tires. We haven't confirmed it yet, but he is extremely far out in front, and I think Sonny Freeland had a bad pit stop. Also, some of these guys were using the entrance road on pit. Some of them weren't using the entrance road on the pits, so maybe that can mix some of these guys up. I know Sonny Freeland did use the entrance road, so maybe McMillan didn't. Not exactly sure, but all we know is we have under 30 laps to go. Sonny Freeland's 9 seconds back. He needs to start going now to get up to the front.
Well, real quickly, just want to clarify something for all those folks that are watching live on OLR TV. Basically, it would have to be the Superman pit crew that would have gained, basically, as we stood, about 5.5, 6 seconds, because it has to be 2 tires. That just has to be the case. Looking at these front 3, it looks like, basically, if you take a look at McMillan, Swain, and Wally, looking at their lap times, it really just kind of appears that maybe tires aren't as big an issue if they did take 2 tires, because just monitoring, times right now. For instance, just right on back to the field, looking at Ken Hansen, he just ran a 31.421 in as what I said, his position being the 7th position. But McMillan run a 31.542, so that tells you a little bit of the difference there in those times. So we have been confirmed now just from the crew chief there, the 69 car of McMillan, Joel McMillan, that he did indeed take 2 tires. So that does make it a little bit more understandable as to why we have the gaps that we have right now in the speedway. And I would probably gesture to say that more than likely, going on back to the field there, I would say that most of these guys did take 2 tires, except for those before I will interrupt myself there because we're under caution. We're under caution here at lap number 109. Not sure what brought out the caution. We'll get on the ball here and see if we can find out what brought to the caution. I do see the 169 car, though, looks like he is the source of the caution flag coming out as he lost and spun there on the speedway.
Yes, he did. He had no rear spoiler from an earlier wreck. It just went into the corner. It just spun out at him. Not driver fault there, not driver error. It's just the car. It wasn't built, or it wasn't built. It wasn't fixed or repaired well enough to be going that speed, and he just lost it, spun it around. We're going to try to get a replay up for you here. We are going to cover some pit stops, though. We're waiting for a replay right now. As pit stops are going to. Okay, we're going to kick it downstairs real quick for a replay. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, you can see the heavy rear end damage on that 169 car, and he gets into turn 2 and just slides it up into the wall. He'd been in the pits for quite a while, came back out, thought it was repaired, just looking for the yellow, I guess, and just that thing's pretty well beat up right now. They're getting ready for pit stops down there, guys.
Yeah, right now, real quickly, want to keep you in mind of these pit stops is right now Joel McMillan has come to a stop, 4 tires and fuel for that. Let's see who maybe takes these situation here, maybe 2 tires for some of these guys as they make their way, though. Looks like McMillan is going to beat everybody off pit road, followed by Eddie Swain, Polly Wally. It looks like a 3-car battle there as they come off pit road. Not sure who won that battle, but still basically the same for McMillan. So McMillan came out first, followed by Swain, then followed by Polly Wally, Freeland, George Burr, then Gary Mola, and it looks like Ken Hansen still going to maintain the 7th position there coming off pit road. Then Mike McNeely comes off as well.
That's right. Everyone's going to come down and go pit stops right now, and this is what you do when you have a 20 or so lap run. We got 24 laps. When we go green, we're probably going to have 20 or 21 laps left of green flag racing, pending any other caution. So when you come into pits, if you have an open setup, this is what you do. You up the air pressures. You want to keep them even, but you up the air pressures. Usually, a normal air pressure setting is a 48-28 split, but you're gonna up this air pressure. And we're also hearing that the McNeely right there running in the 028, he got a black flag into the longest line, sped on pit road. Also, some other cars coming down pit road right now. A couple of the lap cars. The 169 is also away. The 47. Butchie in the 47, he's going to come down. Also on pit road is Tom O'Hare. These guys are just trying to make adjustments, maybe trying to stay out there. They did try to stay out and lead a lap, get some 5 bonus points right now. But everyone else just riding out there right now. This, John, this caution that came out, it came at an opportune time. Because Sonny Freeland, even though he was gaining on the leader, I don't think he would have had enough time to catch him. Now they're all sucked back up. Sonny Freeland in the 4th position, knows how to set his car up, knows how to adjust for the runs he's got to do here, like I was talking about earlier. So I would watch the 052, the 25, Ken Hansen, George Burr. Anybody can win right now unless someone's been hiding something. I think that it's going to be a 4-car race to the finish.
Well, as you're seeing the action getting ready to fold out here, I want to remind you, everybody out there in Peeptropolis, All these guys tonight have spent their time giving us this excellent show to watch, and it's going to get even better. I mean, think about it. We're sitting here at lap 111 and 134. They've just all taken 4 fresh Goodyears, and you know what that means? It's going to be down-to-earth, nitty-gritty, just bashing each other type of event here towards the end, because this team situation is always fun to watch. There's no points anymore. This is all for the glory here as we get towards the end for these guys. But I want to go ahead and remind you that we have for you, thanks to our producer, Matt Racing Kid Thomas, pre-orders available for our DVDs. They are full-screen DVDs that you can play in home. You can watch them in full live color there on your TVs at home. The pre-orders are $8 this evening until midnight. And then want to remind you about that as well. The shipping and handling, $2.99, normally $11. So want to make sure that you take the opportunity to pre-order these DVDs tonight. You have yours in time for Christmas. Now, I know these guys that are running in the event, they don't have the opportunity to watch it live like those in Metropolis are doing right now. So I'm sure that a lot of those guys will take the opportunity to place their orders, especially if you're the winner tonight. You're going to want to have a copy of this to go back and watch how you took the victory for your team here at the OLR team finale. So, Dan, as we get down to these closing laps, just looking to the field and looking where some of these guys are at, such as Freeland and Mola and Burr and Hansen, they're in a situation where they're going to have to make up some ground. McMillan, though, he's shown he can run in the lead position. We'll see how they can make things shake out towards the end. We're getting ready to come back to green. Want to remind you, this is one of the things we haven't seen tonight. We've got some lap cars down the inside. It's going to make things a little bit interesting. I'm going to go ahead and call us back to green as the lights are off the top of the pace car, and then after we go back green, I want to send it to Dan in the turn number 1 as he'll cover us down. Joel McMillan, he brings us down to the green flag here at lap 112. 112 is when we'll go back, 113 when we go back green, so green flag, green flag, green flag here as we're back underway at Las Vegas. Let's see what happens, Dan.
Oh, they're heading out into turn number 1. They scream through turn number 1, head into turn number 2. Lap cars not really being an issue right now as McMillan and Swaim head out to the front, but Paulie Wally and Sonny Freeland want to see some of that right now. Freeland is coming on the backstretch right now. The 052, your early leader, he is on a roll, driving it really, really deep into turn number 3, but Paulie Wally drives it in deeper. The outside sticks, and they drive through turn 3 and 4 the same way they were when they went in, John.
That is a testament to the line here at Las Vegas. You saw Paulie drive in about 2 lanes higher than did Freeland. It stuck for both drivers, but yet they lost or gained no ground on each other. They are still about 1.5 car lengths between each other as now Paulie Wally makes his way off turn 2. He gains some ground there, does Paulie Wally on Swaim. He's back on the back bumper there. He has to slow down a little bit as they enter in the corner. Tapped basically the back bumper of Eddie Swaim going into the corner, so that's pretty hairy. You can tell that these guys have said, look, time to go. The crew chiefs have said, give it whatever you've got. Use up your stuff. It's time to go. We're in the bumper cam right now from Eddie Swaim looking back, and that's not a pretty sight right now if you're Eddie, because you're seeing a full bumper view of that 32 car. Now no longer are you seeing it because they are side by side down the back straightaway. Looking at the left side cam, you're seeing that battle as they go side by side down the turn of 3 and 4 right now, but Sonny Freeland just has not been able so far to make a big run. We're coming down lap 115 of 134, so these guys that are back there are just kind of going to have to move at this point, even if they have to get pretty aggressive to make up this track position, because McMillan up front, McMillan, just to give all you out there who are watching a little bit of an idea, he is already pulled away by 0.6 of a second on George Burr and Sonny Freeland. He's already 1 6/10 of a second on George Burr. So, but look now as I speak, because Dan, looks like Freeland has said it's time to go too.
Yeah, don't count Sonny Freeland out just yet. He makes his move into the 3rd position ahead of Eddie Swaim, and they're going to set their sights on Paulie Wally and Mr. McMillan up there running in the 1st position, the 69 car, running in P1 right now. Sonny Freeland wants it bad as he's going to get a run off of turn number 2 underneath the number 32, but falls back into the line very, very close. Now he ducks down again, kind of drives it real deep down into turn number 3. Sonny Freeland side by side with Paulie Wally. Got to be careful. It gets loose down there on the bottom side. Sonny might try to slam the door. Oh, not going to work just yet. Now here comes the 44 back again. Tries to go underneath the 32. They almost make contact down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Sonny Freeland gets the position. and he is going to set his sights on McMillan up there in P1. Sonny Freeland has about 10, 11, less than 20 laps left. Is now Polly hits the outside wall. He has about hit every car on the track in that last lap, and he decides he wants to finish it off by smoking the ball a little bit. So it looks like the 32 is out of this race for the win here, and Sonny Freeland has his sights set on the 69 right now as they come down to start lap number 119.
Here's your little thing. If you're watching live, you need to make sure you understand this. Double Platinum Racing, well, they're all in the top 7. I mean, they are absolutely heading the way here tonight. But this is going to get real interesting between Sonny Freeland and Joel McMillan coming down to the close of this event. We're at lap 119. Next time by be lap 120 of 134. And so you know that things are going to get very interesting between those two before long. The question is, did Sonny Freeland have to use up or abuse any of those tires to aggressively get around Swaim and Polly Wally there, as he did so very quickly? But right now, let's give you an idea of the gap. You've got 0.6 of a second back between Joel McMillan and Sonny Freeland as McMillan and Freeland make their way off of 2. So now we go down that back straight away, and things are pretty much still about status quo between those two. Back to third position there. We've got the 32 car there, fourth position of Polly Wally. George Burr is now mounting the challenge on the inside there, trying to take that position away from Polly Wally, and so far he's not able to do so. But looking on back to the field, they have really begun to tighten things up. Gary Mola and Ken Hansen are back there battling as well. They're wanting to get up there and maybe have a chance. There could be a caution. You never know. So every position on the track is going to count towards the end. So, Dan, we're getting down to when, really and truly, if you've got anything left, you've got to use it now, Dan.
That's right. I just took my opportunity to ask everybody in Petropolis who they thought was going to win. It was a resounding Sonny Freeland. About 10 people right on the spot said they think Sonny Freeland is going to win right now. But George Burr is starting to come very, 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 very fast now. Down and, oh, man, they have contact, John. Wow. Oh, man. Wow.
Yeah, the 32 crowded down on the inside, and it's going to cost him. He's going to lose 5, 6, 7, 8 positions there. He down the inside. They made a little contact. He got up in the gray area. He was just not able to do so. So tough break there for Polly Wally in that number 32 car as he has dropped back to the field. Tough break for him, but back up front, it's down to 0.3 of a second, and it is closed down now through 2 to about maybe 5 car lengths. So coming off of 2, it looks like, to be honest with you guys, it looks like Freeland has been able to close the gap significantly during the last couple laps. He's closed down within a half a car length there coming off of turns 3 and going into turn 4, now off of turn 4, down on the front straightaway in this trial. He is making his way down through there, just trying to do everything he can to basically in this D-shaped oval cut as much time and as quick as possible. Let's see if that little bit of aero push could be something that he has to deal with as he closes in on the back bumper of McMillan. He drifts a little bit high there, so Dan, it could be a situation here where he could be able to close the gap, but he might not be able to make the situation go by and make the pass. So we're in car with Sonny Freeland right now. You're watching the action, Dan.
Yeah, in car with Sonny Freeland. Started on the back stretch, going through turns 3 and 4. Now going into turn number 1. Sonny Freeland, he lost a couple tenths of a second that time by. We have about 10 laps to go, John. So maybe Sonny burned a little bit of his stuff up, or maybe he's just playing with McMillan up there in the lead right now. It looked like he was running his car just a little too hard. That is Sonny Freeland, but everyone in Petropolis is dead set that Sonny Freeland is going to win. So I haven't seen one for McMillan yet, so I don't know. Maybe the luck is going to push Sonny Freeland up into that lead, because we definitely know that Sonny would like to win this race. He's won about everything else there is to win. Why not win this right now? And I heard something say, Matt Thomas was saying the defending champions of this race or something, DPR, is that what I'm hearing, Matt, for of this race you were talking about earlier?
That's right, Dan. We are the defending champs of the team shootout here at OLR, and hopefully looking to keep things in the DPR stables here, as right now everybody is in the top 6 right now going into the last few laps here. Hopefully these guys can keep everything under control here and bring it to the finish line.
Well, back up front is now 0.6 of a second. If he is playing, he may opt to stop this game and start another one, because He has dropped, and he just lost a lot more there off the corner as that car pushed hard off of turn number 2. Eddie Swaim is able to close the gap down to about maybe 5 car lengths off the back bumper of Freeland. So right now, if you're McMillan, what you would like to see, you would like to see Swaim get up there and challenge Freeland for the second place, because if that's the case, it looks like McMillan, unless something drastic happens, might be able to take this home for the trophy for winning this event. So 128 of 134 as we stand. It's coming down. It's just about over for these guys, and what an amazing event it's been thus far. But you got the challenge for second place. Eddie Swaim down inside. They touched down into the corner there. Oh, what a closing rate. Really shocked Swaim there as he got in the back of Freeland. So if Freeland, something just is not right with his car, maybe as Dan alluded to, he may have abused those tires. They have basically, it's decided for the win as it looks like this now.
Wow, almost. They did touch right there, but here comes Gary Mola coming back again. Scoring just went down, but we're going to keep you updated here exactly what's going on right through this race right here. Sonny Freeland, it is back up now being told, so just a little break right there. Sonny Freeland basically did burn his tires off. He's pushing extremely bad right now, so it looks like it's all McMillan. He, saved his tires and running up towards the front, so McMillan definitely knows how to get it done, and he's doing that right now. We're coming down. We have 5 laps to go here, John, and the gap is growing and growing and growing. McMillan is starting to pull out to almost a 2-second lead right now, so unless something drastic changes in these last couple of laps, I don't think anybody can catch the 69 car.
McMillan qualified in 5th position. He was second fastest in happy hour, but right now here at Las Vegas Speedway, they rolled the dice on pit road earlier, got in that track position, and right now they are looking at the $1 million lights right now here at Las Vegas as they have got that car up front, and we're closing down. We're at lap 131 of 134. Just listening into the spotter traffic, his driver is hearing the news that any driver likes to hear. The news is there's just a few laps left, and you're pulling away. And that right now is the case, but for the situation being there for Sonny Freeland, he is not liking what he's seeing. That car has really fallen off. Right now, he is lost another position there, dropping back to the 4th position there behind Gary Nola. And now certainly George Burr is going to try to set his sights as well on Freeland during these closing laps. One of the drivers we talked about earlier who led earlier, Ken Hansen, is sitting back there in the 10th position. He's not been able to rally back up to track position. And now you see George Burr going his way under Sonny Freeland, as well as the 010 car of Tom O'Hara. So tough break there. It really appears to be a case for I'm sorry, that's Outlaw 10 that just made his way around Freeland. Sorry about that, everybody in Petropolis. But as well, now you've got them back where they were earlier. You've got Sonny Freeland and Ken Hansen, but not where they want to be, and that's not up front.
Yeah, definitely not up front right now. You're watching the best battle on the track right now is between the 44 of Eddie Swaim and the 25 of Gary Mola. You know, Mola has a lot of fans out there as well, as Ken did and Sonny did. So we're watching now. Look at the 25 just gain on him going into the corner. They're going to come down. This is going to be the white flag lap here. So McMillan, he's got to make it around one more time. You're going to follow the 69 car going down into corner numbers 1 and 2, and there's a huge battle right behind him for the second position as well. So you're kind of watching back and forth here, John, on who you want to go with. So you're watching McMillan going down the backstretch right now, but also watching Mola fast on the back of the 44 going to turn number 3. Be a drag race as they come out of turn number 4. They almost touch going into turn number 4. They're going to come off. McMillan will win, but Mola's going to try to make a run on the outside here in the 44. It's going to be Eddie Swaim coming in second, Mola in third, George Burr will be in fourth, and Outlaw 10 finishes fifth. John, what a race.
Well, you got that right, Dan. This was certainly an event to keep in your memory for quite a while. You have to really put your hats off to McMillan tonight on a fantastic win. Joe just really did what he had to do, but he had a very awesome call on pit road to take those 2 tires and get that track position earlier. We look forward to talking with him in just a few moments here about the track position call and how his crew chief came to that call. But he is coming down pit road now, electing not to do any burnouts at this point in time. He's going to do his celebrating down on victory lane, but for Joe McMillan, good race tonight. We're going to go ahead and take a break here for just a moment. Then we'll come back and be with you in Victory Lane. You're watching live coverage of the Las Vegas Motor Speedway's OLR team finale. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you back in Victory Lane in just a few moments.